Hello, fellow robots out there in internet land. I am Sobertron, and welcome to the next episode of Titancraft Season 6 here on Tango Tech's Patreon server. And guys, if you are interested in joining me in this insane server with tons of insane people, all the information down in the description to Tango Tech's Patreon page. But yeah, we're back. We're back at our little Creeper Coaster 3.0, I think we're at this point. Because I made a slight modification which has resulted in greatness. Yeah, I built a different creeper farm. Cats are great and everything, but they just weren't doing it. So I built what I built in the last episode over by my base, just to a much smaller scale. This one has, I think, 120 spawning spaces for the creepers, and as you can see, it is working quite nicely. We have, I think, 25 creepers in there right now. I think we have 18 or 19 wither skeletons ready to go, so all we need right now is a thunderstorm. But sadly, one has not come. So it's a waiting game. I also increased the size of our blast chamber a little bit, couple blocks higher. We did have 6 charged creepers before, but badness happened, and I was only able to save one. And when I made his head pop off, yeah, stuff blew up. So I fixed that. But that's not the only thing that's been happening in between episodes. Myself and DJ have been trying to keep our shop stocked as much as possible. Hi, friend. So yeah, the diamonds are flowing in. And then in addition to that, I finished our much bigger creeper farm, which is still very small in my opinion compared to past seasons of Titancraft. This is about 8% the size of the largest one we've ever made. This one just under 1,500 spawning spaces, but the gunpowder is a-flowing. We've even started stocking it in our shops because the server just can't keep up with the demand of rockets and gunpowder. So yeah, Jam's been AFKing here quite a bit, but we've got 2.5 double chests, almost 3 double chests now of gunpowder, and that's on top of another single chest in our shop right now. And then I've been lighting up this place. There are torches everywhere. We torched a ton of caves, myself and Pakoshi, but there's still room for efficiencies here. We can torch up the entire northern part of this area. But first, I've done it a bit. I want to take this down to a flatter Y level. We're going to build a mountain around this eventually anyway, so all of this is not going to be seen in the final product, so I'm fine with flattening it out. But yeah, it's a lot of work. I do have a box of picks over here with me, so I want to go out 128 spaces from our kind of AFK point, which is down there. You see, Jam is just sitting, doing his thing. But in order to do that, I need to flatten out a bunch of this stuff, a bunch of that stuff, and yeah. So our gunpowder farm is going to become even more efficient than it already is. I just need to spend several hours digging. So I'm going to do that before we get started on the, bulk of our episode today. Namely being, we came up with a design for these bridges. And then also, I want to build a cactus farm because XP is still hard to come by. And yeah, we need a furnace XP farm. So we're going to do all that today. But first things first. These mountains gotta go. After what seemed like a lifetime, but probably was closer to 6 hours, the great flattening of our extreme hills biome is now complete. Lots of torches went down, guys. Lots of torches, lots of picks were not ruined, but significantly weakened for this endeavor. But everything should be lit up nicely now. Hopefully most of the caves are lit up underneath, and now our creeper farm should be working oh so much better. But in addition to that, I've started work on our cactus farm. And I know it's right above our creeper farm, so it's going to hurt spawning rates a little bit. Honestly, don't care. Do not care whatsoever. I'm going to be in this area so much that this farm is always going to be running. But let's talk about this cactus really quick that we're going to place down momentarily. So initially, I was going to go with this interior design here inside of this netherrack. It would have ended up being 29 by 29 per level, and I was going to do either 4 or 5 levels. Wasn't 100% sure. At 4 levels, we would have had about 3,300 seed cactus, and at 5 levels, we would have had just over 4,000. But if I went to 5 levels, it possibly could have ruined some plans I have for up here, which that's right now where my storage is going to go. So I was playing with some things right before I started recording, and I wanted to see if I extended it out just a bit, how much more cactus I could get in there. So if I go with a different design, it ends up being, it'll be 36, because essentially where these spaces are is where the cactus will go now. 36 by 36, I think, is what it is. And if I go up to 4 levels with that, it ends up being over 5,000 seed cactus. So we're going to do that. We're going to absolutely do that instead. It'll end up being lower, a little bit wider, but a ton more cactus in here. In order to accomplish this, though, I need sand. I've been just trading. Myself and DJ have been trading for all of this glass right now with our librarians. So we have a very small amount of sand. I think we have like 5 or 6 stacks right now to our name. So I need to go get a ton of that stuff. I think I need exactly 3 shulkers worth. I'll probably end up getting a bit more because I know I'm going to misplace something and I'm going to have, yeah, if I got exactly what I needed, that would be a very, very bad day. So I'm going to head over to the resource world right now, fill up at least 3 shulkers, probably 4. I'm going to probably burn through quite a few of these shovels soon doing that, but it's absolutely needed. I'm also still waiting for that thunderstorm to come. The entire day I've been playing thus far, no thunderstorm, so I can't charge the many, many creepers we have just sitting there waiting so I can get some wither skulls. It's a bit annoying at this point because I thought at, 8 hours later, essentially, no thunderstorms. So it's very upsetting. So hopefully one doesn't happen when I'm in the resource world because that's a different world. It's got different things going on and yeah. But I'll be back getting sand, doing cacti, all the fun stuff. It's going to be insane. It's going to be awesome. This will help us greatly in the future because we need levels. Levels is definitely the hardest thing to come by right now. But I'm going to go do all that stuff, and I will be back. Hopefully this farm is at some point of completion. Not sure what yet. We'll just see what mood strikes me when I get back. When you're playing with a group of friends and you're doing, like, group projects, sometimes it's really amazing what can get done when you're offline. I got back from work today, and this farm was, like, leaps and bounds more progress was made on it than what I had initially put in. When I left, when I had to go to work, I had the glass in, and I had, like, the beginnings of this first floor in. I think I was just, though, this little... We use the nether rack for, like, just bridging. It's all temporary. And then I had the slabs in, and I get back from work, and everything but the cactus is in. Cash just went to town doing some stuff. Yeah, so that's great. The farm is not yet functional, though. There is things that are missing, things that need to happen here. Namely, there's no output right now. Right now, it just kind of dead ends right there. And the other thing we need to do is we actually have to get a way to break these cactus. Right now, they will grow up and nothing will happen. They'll just stay there. In the past, we would put a fence gate, sorry, like at this level here, right above them, in between them. So every other one, there'd be a fence gate. It'd be open so that the things above can come down, but it would still have a hitbox, so when the cactus grew, it would break off. Now, I was going to do that, but then somebody said I should go watch El Mango's video on it. And he put out a video January of last year, I believe, January of 19, and he literally dissects every possible, like, efficient cactus farm, or so-called efficient cactus farm. So the ones he has some fence posts and end rods that are, like, next to the cactus, and then there's cobble walls that are in, like, these gaps right here, like right there. There we go. That's an easy way to say it. So where 4 kind of cactus make an X, there's a cobble wall that goes all the way up to the top. And that's to prevent, when the cactus breaks off, to prevent it from landing on another cactus. So it ends up becoming much, much more efficient. I think he said it was like 95 or 96% efficient if you were to do that. Now we have 3,800 and change seed cactus here, so we should be getting rates, in the 3,600, now, I don't even know if it's per hour. I can't remember the math, but lots of cactus is going to be coming, so this is going to be great. But I don't know what the exact rate is. So once I have this all done, I'm probably going to do a little test, maybe like a 2-hour test, just to see how much cactus we actually get. And that will help me determine if I want to put a 4th level on this thing. I really don't want to. I think it's probably going to be good. But all of that is going to have to wait. You see, from time to time, my friends and I need to do a big perimeter. And right now, that perimeter is in the nether. So, 5 of us are getting together for what we call D&D. Now, some of you may be asking, so are you going to play Dungeons & Dragons with your friends in Minecraft? No. D&D stands for drinking and digging, and I'm going to kill these guys while I explain a little bit more. See, all of my friends are, were of age to consume the occasional alcoholic beverage, or adult beverage. And yeah, when we have big projects like this, it's just best to kind of get together in a group and just knock it out, or knock out as much of it as possible. So that's what we're going to do today. This perimeter needs to be dug, or at least most of it needs to be dug. We're probably not going to get there. But we've got our beacons together. DJ was hard at work, just making crazy amounts of Silk Touch picks. I think he has 4 shulkers of picks on him right now, like fully decked out, enchanted. I've got another one in my ender chest. So there's 5 of us, there's 5 shulkers, so we're going to go until we pass out or until all the picks are gone. Whatever comes first. Usually the picks are gone. But yeah, we have lots to dig. There's still a ton to dig over there. And the south side is actually the most concerning for me. All of this just nastiness over here needs to be gone. This is probably the thing that's hurting our spawning rates the most. So, ooh, I missed some slabbage too. So we're going to set up these beacons. Me and my friends are going to just hang out for the next 4 to 5 hours and see how much progress we can make. Can I get that block? Nope, too low. Oh, I got it! Did I? Yes! Winning. But yeah, when I come back, hopefully there is much progress here. I kind of wanted to do just a big fly around to show you kind of the before and after. And then, you know, tomorrow probably I'll go back over to the cactus farm, finish it up, show you guys that, and then we'll move on to what I really want to do, and that's to get those bridges done, connecting the 4 sides of our base. I find it really, really awesome that in this game, you know, a group of people can get together, just spend several hours just to accomplish a greater goal like this dig we're doing here. It may not look like we've made a lot of progress, but trust me, we went through over 2 shulkers of picks, and now we can see that northern wall I just showed you, and also the southern kind of edge of this dig. Yeah, it was a grind. This whole area here was just pretty much solid blocks, except for a couple layers underneath here that were just above the lava. But we've slabbed up what we could. There's still a lot to do. But Pakoshi made an interesting discovery. He was digging up a little bit higher, and I discovered something like this too a while ago. But like this whole area was essentially encased in blocks, right? So we wouldn't have been able to see this, but you've still got spawning spaces all inside of here. So initially we weren't going to really dig much of the roof out, but I have a feeling in the far distant future we're gonna just dig all the way up the bedrock. It'll help the farm out a lot. I know I really didn't want to, but finding caves like that is just not good. Not good for spawning rates. There's still a ton to do. All of this over here is gonna need to get dug out at some point, and we still have a bit more on the north side. I think where that ice ends is where we have to stop. It's where it's 128 blocks essentially from the platform itself. But you know, I spent about 6 hours over here last night digging, and I'm done. I'm done digging for now. I'm going to get some stuff together and start working on the cactus farm a bit more, because right now all the cactus is there, but I need to place a ton of walls and a ton of fence posts and rods over there. So yeah, it's gonna be a grindy bit. I don't know how long it's gonna take. I've actually never built this kind of cactus farm before, where essentially every block within inside of it has some kind of block in it, if that makes sense. There's no like air spaces really. The only air spaces is the block directly above the cactus so it can grow and then pop off. So it initially didn't seem like that much work to do, but now that I'm thinking about it, I think it's going to be a ton of work. Chunks, please load, thank you. But I'm going to go work on the first layer, and then after that, I kind of want to test out the rates of just that one layer to see how it works. You know, how much cactus are we getting? One layer by itself is just under 1,300 seed cactus plants. So I'm interested to see what kind of rates we're going to get with that. I know I'm going to go 3 times that, at least, maybe 4 times, but, you know, science. Science is always fun, but I'll be back with you guys in a couple hours. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I really wish I would have built this farm in the past or come up with a better kind of methodology for building this farm. Because placing in all those walls, all those fence posts, and all those end rods that are somewhere down there that you really can't see all that well, it took forever. Like 7 hours forever, and we only did the first layer. Essentially, that first layer now, every single block, you know, there's no air blocks, for lack of a better term. 0 air blocks, except for the ones kind of directly above the cactus themselves. You can see it's just full of everything. I placed something like 5,000 end rods in here because I have placed them nowhere else, and I checked my stats a few minutes ago. Holy craziness right there. 5,000, and yeah, I don't even have enough blaze rods or chorus fruit to finish the second and third layer, which is why right before I went and did my AFK session, I actually went to the end, got a couple chorus plants to start growing them myself, and then I pretty much just chopped down every single chorus plant I saw. So we've been, move, cow. Been smelting it up to get the popped ones so we can make more blaze rods, because, yeah, insanity. Insanity the amount of blaze rods I'm going to need. Had no idea. Or end rods. Same thing. But TPS has been on the struggle bus. We're sitting around 4 to 5 right now. So in theory, this first layer, if my math was correct, should have produced like 46 stacks of cactus. We're nowhere near that. 8 stacks. So, yeah, that's bad. That's really, really bad. I don't know if it's enough, though, to justify a 4th layer yet. I don't think I want to do it. I think TPS will improve in the coming weeks. The mods are working on it, and I think just people are going to start playing less. So yeah, I think 3 layers is going to be the thing. But I really don't want to place all those walls and all those fences and all those end rods anymore. I want to take a break from that. So we're going to move on. You guys saw it a second ago. We are going to work on our bridges right here. Cash and I, a couple of days ago, were playing with some designs late at night. And just testing things out. And I think we're going to go with something like that, but ignore this kind of shroom light for right now. So this is the side profile of it, and it's only half of it, so you can't really see the other side. And we haven't worked out the underneath yet, but we want to start getting these things in. We want to start making it a bit prettier. So this is the final design we're going to go with. Lots of blackstone, some basalt, because we've got so much of it from the wither dig. And I think adding in the lanterns is a nice touch. I really wish they would just attach directly to the sides of blocks, but sadly they will not. So that's where they're going to go. And actually, we absolutely need this lava here. Initially, I thought about covering it up so you can only see it from the side. But these lanterns don't give off enough light, and this is going to be the middle of our path right here, and some of these blocks would have been below light level 7, and that means mobs, and I don't want that. I don't want that in my life right now, so we're just going to go with exposed lava, which is fine, hence the black glass. We tried a couple of different colors here. We went with red and grays and things, but black ended up being the block that looks the best with it. I was looking at this a moment ago, though, and I think right now there's a slab underneath here, and we got to figure out a block to actually put there because it's going to be slightly exposed because lava is not a full block tall, which is a bit sad, but we'll figure something out. But lots of blackstone, like I said, and lots of basalt. I've got all the blackstone here right now, and I'm realizing this is going to be a bit of a pain because now I have to get underneath this thing. So I got my trusty scaffolding. We are going to probably have to scaffold a ton of stuff up just to get underneath this thing. But I think once we get that first block in, which is probably going to have to be those slabs underneath at the bottom, I think. I don't know. I got to figure this out. Let's see. Yes, there are some slabs underneath here. So those slabs are going to have to go in first as they are the lowest one. So top 1, 2, 3. I don't know. Math. I'll figure that out. I don't know. Cash has also grabbed a ton of crimson logs for us to use because we didn't have too much, so she's been busy at work doing that while I was doing all that shenanigans down at the bottom. But yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to absolutely do this. I need to take a break from that cactus farm, so I might do a bit, then do a bit of that, do a bit of that. I don't know. Cash is going to help out, so we'll see how far this, we can get in a couple hours. Yeah, this is going to be fun. I'm going to like this because this place needs some life to it because it's lots of gray right now. So yeah. Be back in a bit. I don't know if it's the fact that this farm took me like 4.5 days to make, or is it that note block music in my head, but I'm going a little bit crazy on this project. I'll go show you that note block thing in a second. But yeah, this monstrosity is insane. It's huge, and it's crazy, crazy, crazy efficient. Let's just call it that. If not for, the lag. I did a quick little half-an-hour test after completing this thing, and I gotta say, I've had to empty these chests so many times. when I was building this guy. So it's going to be in both this one and this one, whatever this half-hour test. Small scale test, guys. So like 10 stacks plus another 10, let's call it 21 and a half stacks, which arguably isn't the greatest. But imagine if we didn't do all this work placing in oh so many end rods and walls and little fence posts. Yeah, crazy amount of time. But what happened, what I thought would happen, has happened. It has caused this farm down here to be a little bit garbage, for lack of a better term, guys. Lack of a better term? Yeah, that's what I got in half an hour, which is horrible. But my idea is that I'm going to be here so much that it's not going to matter. It is absolutely not going to matter. In previous seasons, we've had our farms spread out to make them, as efficient as possible. One season, we even had 4 full perimeters in the ocean. We didn't want to do that anymore. We wanted to downscale things a bit and, make it so we only had to AFK in one spot. Other thing, Cash and I did all this. Look at it. I have no words for this. Honestly, no words for how happy we are with this. But this, you have to go. Thank you. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. Our friend and Redstone Wizard Nexus decided to come on the server and put one of those up just to bug me. Just to bug me. But this thing turned out really well. I am super happy with this. Cash really has to, I have to give credit to her for this. She came up with this, the majority of this idea here. Minor details were added in by me. This was all her. But I think it turned out great. I think it's really going to tie in everything else once, it's there. Because right now we have a couple circles and no walls and things. But it's fine, This is going to be a long season. We're only like 3 weeks in, I think, right now. 3.5. I can't even remember at this point. But yeah, lots still to do here, guys. Lots here to do. Yeah, I think that's it, though. I think I'm wrapping it up here today. We have done oh so much today. Or not today. Over many days. Many days to get these, these paths in. Actually, this only took about 3 hours. Lava. That was fun. Many trips to the nether. That cactus farm down there, though, that thing, I never want to build a cactus farm again. At least that design. It's going to help us out, though. And, we're going to make use of it in the very near future. But until next time, you guys have a good one.